I'm Spencer.
And I'm JD.
And this is The Itch. And we're here to review
Gears of War
4!
4!
Oh, yeah.
So Gears of War is actually created by, or published by Microsoft Studios. I had to make sure I got this down because they changed their fucking name.
Yeah.
Developed by the Coalition, Gears guys.
Gears
Partly
guys.
some of the old guys from, I think, Epic. They jumped ship or whatever.
Some of the old, some of the new.
Some of the old, some of the new. So what does this game do? Well, this game takes place a bunch of years after the end of Gears 3. What ends up happening is you're now thrust into the role of old J.D. Phoenix, who has my voice, but looks like... not has my voice. Has my name, but looks like Eric.
Oh my god, he looks exactly like Eric.
Eric even believes it.
It's pretty intense.
So you've got a new team, and you're kind of like... as far as the story mode goes, they're kind of like recapping, so they'll show you like some of the important fights. I forgot what they're called, the Apso fields. I forgot. So this is the fight before Emergence Day when they're actually humans feuding with humans, and then Emergence Day happens. So when the locusts rise from the ground, and then they fight, and then like the last battle before everything's like kind of fucking, or the war with the locusts ends, and then like they're honoring all the big, only Cole and Sam showed up, but they're honoring them and stuff like that, and yeah, you're playing as J.D. Phoenix, and you're just like, oh, why the fuck did he leave the...
Yeah, Marcus Phoenix's son.
Yeah.
And some old friends pop in to save the day, to help each other.
Here and there, yeah, so it's pretty nice.
Absolutely.
So gameplay-wise, the game kind of functions the same as a typical Gears as you would. It's a cover-based shooter. You obviously have the ability to vault over. A new mechanic, you can kind of like grab people and pull them over to your side. It was in the older Gears, if I remember correctly, where you could jump over and hit people, but now you can vault while running. That might have been in Judgment, but I didn't play Judgment. But
actually, my only experience was the first Gears of War.
Really?
So it was a big leap for me. I mean, a big leap, but it also hasn't evolved that much, because I do remember a lot of the staples.
Right. And
mainly the reloading.
Yeah, active reloading is still in the game. For those of you that don't know, active reloading, it has this sort of like DDR timer where you hit the reload button and there's a bar, and there's going to be a sort of gray area, and then there's a white area. You have your line going through, and they'll try and fool you sometimes. It'll be like, you know, depending on which weapon.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta hit it in that white.
I love active reloading.
Really?
I'm surprised it's not in more things. I think it's great.
Well, it's great, but it's exploitable in the sense of multiplayer.
Okay.
Back in the day when there was the sawed-off shotgun, everyone would fire active reload when they knew they were getting into an encounter. Then it was
right.
One-shot kill, you know? So, I mean, it has its benefits. It's definitely a cool feature. And when a gun jams, god damn.
Right, it's freaking
mid-fight, you're like, shit! And your guys express that too. They're like, come on, piece of shit! Or whatever. Or, who says it? I think it's Phoenix. Like, damn! People get upset.
Oh my god. And so this game is basically set piece after set piece.
Yeah.
You walk into an area and it's like a straight hallway. You're like, okay, no gameplay is gonna go on here. And then you walk into a room and it's just like
there's cover-based
like a kid who left his a giant left his Legos on the ground.
Yeah.
And just like a bunch of little like cylinders everywhere. You're like, oh, okay.
We're fighting.
There's gonna be a firefight here.
We're fighting here. And so that much hasn't really changed from Gears.
But there's some like Hollywood action pieces in here scattered about.
There's some more neat stuff. There's a part where you're coming down like a rig or whatever, and you're trying to uncover the secrets of what's going on.
Like the motorcycle stuff.
That was in Gears 1. Not the motorcycle.
It?
You had to drive around in a vehicle and keep the krill away. Krill is like, if you've ever seen Pitch Black, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Little bats that come out at night and fucking swallow you up and just destroy you.
You know, there were a couple little things that broke it up, but for the most part, it's just a cover system.
Yeah.
It was probably for me, I think it was probably 8 hours.
It's not too long from what you're used to dealing with Gears. Again, I can't speak for Judgment. I can talk about 1, 2, and 3 though. Especially 1, when they re-released it, they included like the DLC missions in it. It's long as fuck. It's very long. So take that what you will. Pacing wise, I guess it's okay. I do have to say, I think I like Marcus more in this one, because in the first ones he was really just stoic, basic kind of guy. Yeah. Let's get the job done. In this one, he's fucking yelling about his tomatoes and.
Oh, I was gonna get to that in the sound, but oh my god,
it's such a good scene.
Graphically, I think this is a mixed bag. What do you think?
It looks nice, but sometimes you do expect more. I think we're just kind of a little bit used to the Unreal Engine because it's on everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where when we see a Frostbite engine, for like Battlefield 1, we're like, oh my god, because it's working differently.
I think the environments look sharp.
Right.
I think people look a little weird still, maybe.
I think JD looks a little bit. They're confused about his body type.
Yeah.
But I think it's Kat or Kate. What do they call her? Whatever, their female companion.
Yeah.
I think she looks fine. I don't like how Dell looks. I think he's just, hey, just bring the black guy with him. And I'm just like, get out a more developed character. You know what I mean? He's really like a toned down Cole at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did not like him at all. I thought he was a boring ass character.
He's more of like a sassy kind of guy.
He's so sassy. In the case of JD was hit and miss with me. In the beginning, I liked him. In sort of the middle, I was like, meh. And towards the end, I was like, okay, like he's got some funny parts and he says stuff or whatever. But I also felt like there's a part where something that affects your entire team happens, and your objective becomes trying to solve what happened to that teammate and like potentially pursuing, who did it or whatever. And when you're doing that, JD's always just cracking jokes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let's get it
done. That was kind of awkward. Like, there's a very serious moment, and they're all, like, kind of not sure which way they want to go with it. And then he's like, we're going to go this way. And they're like, all right, I guess. And then they do it, and he's like, see that headshot?
Yeah.
And it's like...
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit too well. I understand what they're trying to do. They still want to have these guys have personalities, and they don't want JD to be essentially Marcus because they disagree all the time. They fight all the time, and that's fine. But you can't have, something serious happen and then everyone joke about it. That was the problem people have with like Uncharted. Hey guys, what's up? Mass murder like 50 people.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
The other graphical problem I had one more, is I thought that the effects were pretty lackluster.
As far as like explosions
and liquids.
Well, that's kind of how Gears.
That might be the Unreal Engine.
It might be the Unreal Engine, and you know what? Yeah.
Well, especially. High point example, Just Cause 3.
Right.
Low point example would be this game.
Yeah.
Like, those effects were lacking.
Yeah.
I think.
They could have been a little bit better, but, at the same time, I guess they're shooting for a frame rate because they have other goals for the game.
Yeah,
They want the game to be professionally played, and that's fine.
Sound-wise, the voice acting is phenomenal.
I liked a lot of the voices. There were a couple I didn't like. Dell, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
But Marcus Phoenix... really stepped up. Like, it's like they told him, "Hey, just go fucking nuts."
If you're not gonna,
so much better.
If you're not gonna play the game, just look up the Tomato Garden.
Yeah, and realize this guy survived 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
We've got to get out of here. And then you realize how much he cares about fucking tomatoes.
My fucking tomatoes!
I can't make my sauce again. He gets upset, and that's like fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I feel like they did Marcus justice finally by making him like a character you can be like, hey, this guy's a flagship character,
So tell me about the multiplayer.
So the multiplayer.
He's the multiplayer guy. I am a.
So I'll start with Horde. Horde's nice because Horde is, and might have happened in Judgment. I apologize if it already did. But Horde has a sort of tower defense kind of setup now. You kill people, you get, first you get, it's called a, what's that weapon? Or the box.
It's like a big crate. I can't remember what it's called. I never do any of them.
But anyway, and it happens in the story at some points, and I really have a problem with that, and I'll get to that. But you can create these items, right? So you can create, like, traps, like you can create barbed wire that slows people down. You can create turrets that are, like, Gatling gun turrets. They take a second to wind up, but when they do, they just wreck with whatever is in front of them. And then you have, like shock turrets. You can set up decoys, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool in that regard, and it's, like, it's 50 waves like it used to be. If I remember correctly, if you died on a wave, that was it. But in this one, if you die, they restart you at that wave. At least I was playing it on normal, and I did hardcore, I think, as well. And if you die, you restart. And goddamn, does that game get hard when you're playing Horde mode. Like, it can get really fucking bullshit annoying. But It's pretty fun. It's nice to be like, okay, I'm gonna be the guy that's picking up all this stuff. I'm gonna be the sniper, and there's classes in it, so you can be like, oh, the scout. He might equipped on himself a perk that makes him move faster, so that way he can pick up items, and he might double how much, money he picks up when he kills an enemy. So that's always nice to have. But as far as normal multiplayer goes, I think the best addition, and again, if it was in Judgment, I apologize, is Dodgeball. I'm talking about player versus player stuff. The Dodgeball rules are pretty much, I think, something that should be in every shooter, in the sense of you kill one person, they stay dead until you kill one of the enemy team, then that character comes back. It's like it enforces teamwork. It's like, hey, we got 3 guys, they got 5 guys, we at least need to take out like 2 other people or something like that, or whatever the case is. And it's constantly a tug of war, and it's great to
that's
great to see it happen. Tensions are high. And it kind of reminds me of Overwatch in the sense of like even now I played like probably 200 hours in Overwatch. Anytime it's overtime, my heart still gets like pumping. It's like we gotta win. It's still fun. So that's something that I hope lasts, and hope that shows up in other games too, because that's a really cool gameplay feature. You're evolving team deathmatch. You're not necessarily like taken away from it or anything.
Yeah. And then it does have team deathmatch, right?
Yeah, and it does have team deathmatch. It's got King of the Hill, all that stuff. King of the Hill. I think it still has domination. What would they call it? Yeah, I think it's domination. If it's Unreal game, it's probably domination. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a lot of the same. Gears wise, the new weapons are nice. Some of the weapons are cool, like the I call it the digger. I believe it's called the digger. It shoots a little ray and it kind of drops on where it's at. It is affected by verticality. So like if a dude's like in a really like a low area, it's gonna click and just fall and explode there. So that's pretty cool.
It had those. Was this in the others where it shoots out the discs?
No, the Ripper. That's new.
The Ripper. Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know if it used it to its full potential, but it was.
I wish it wasn't a mounted weapon. I wish it was a power weapon. Yeah, because the boomshot's.
I thought you could walk with it.
Yeah, you can walk with it, but you can't aim well with it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're like
so, and I don't think you have to get on one knee to shoot. I think that's just the mulcher, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's.
So what are some of the pros?
Some of the pros. The voice acting is good for the most part. A lot of what you're going to run into is guys that know what they're doing as far as with voicing characters and stuff like that, and can convey emotion to an extent. Mm-hmm. Some people, it's a little lackluster in some areas. Again, Dell, I wasn't really feeling too much. But for the most part, it's pretty interesting. The story mode itself is nice because now you're seeing a different side of like the Gears universe. Everyone's outside of these, because it used to be they had to be under certain like grounds to where the locust couldn't pop up out of, and then by the third one they're like, oh, they could go everywhere, and then they had to kill the locust instead of live peacefully with them. But now you got people on solid ground.
I thought the ending was a little bit bleh.
I wouldn't really talk about it too much just because I don't want to spoil anything for
right but it's clearly setting up another one, but without tying up a game, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad thing. I mean, that's kind of what happened at the end of the first Gears. You kill General Ram, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna stop it, and you didn't stop shit, and they just came back. So pretty much your entire quest was for nothing.
Credits roll.
People died and nothing happened. Yeah. Which is depressing. I think Gears 2 was better because you're like, yeah, we just stopped all this shit, yeah, and then fucking you get a call from Marcus Phoenix's dad, and he's like, what have you done? And you're like, what did we do?
What have we done?
So you actually had some direction, you accomplished something, but you fucked up. Now you fucked up. So
I think another pro would be the gameplay was good. It was solid.
Gameplay is still nice. It looks like they took some balancing approaches. Again, if it was in Judgment, I apologize, but like rolling, for instance, in the first Gears, you could roll up to people and just blast them, no questions asked. Now there's a bit of a delay in that regard. It looks like they might have balanced some of the weapons out a little better. The shotgun doesn't feel as strong, which is okay. A lot of people do devolve into shotgun duels, but there are a lot of conflicts revolving to shotgun duels. But at the same time, like it feels like they're actually paying attention. They're like, all right, we need to balance this. We're trying to shoot this more towards an esports audience. So it makes more sense.
As far as cover-based shooters go, we don't really get a lot.
We don't get a lot.
And this one, granted, hasn't changed much, but it's still like it scratched that itch.
It was okay.
Quite well.
Con-wise,
Yeah.
I'd have to say, I think the story kind of doesn't know where it's going sometimes.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
your objective changes so much that you kind of just lose. I lost interest. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just fucking save these people and get on with it.
Yeah, they were kind of scatterbrained throughout.
Right.
They would go to one thing and they'd be like, we gotta do something else. It's like, well, we didn't really
do this.
Yeah.
So are we doing other things?
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, a little weird. I kind of wish there was more of a... I just don't like... At one point in the game, I could say I didn't like all the new characters. I could be like, this guy was an idiot, or this chick was an idiot. Mm-hmm. At every part in the... Or not every part, at one point. And I think that's not good. Because I can play another game and then like a character all the way through and be like, oh, he's sticking to his guns, that's how he is. But in this one, like we mentioned, you have JD, who's a jokester, and then he's got to have an emotional moment, and then he's going back to being a jokester. That seems weird to me. You know? Like, it seems, you can't connect. If it's not realistic, I can't connect to it. Realistically speaking, after certain events happen, JD should have been like, oh, we've got to fix this. Like, the whole way. He should have been more, like, hardened or something like that. But,
absolutely.
Hey, what do I know?
So recommendations?
40 or 30 bucks. Full 60, I wouldn't recommend it because the campaign's pretty quick. Horde is nice, and some of the multiplayer aspects are good, but if you've played the Gears before, 30 or 40.
Comes with all of them, though, right?
What?
Doesn't the Gears 4 I got says it has all 4 of the other ones in it?
Which one did you get?
I got the hard copy. It says it has all 4 Gears games in it. Yeah.
I didn't.
So it has 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, so you're gonna burn your ass out then. If you're trying to do this the main way, you never played the Gears and you're going into it. Don't do it.
Just play the 4th one.
Just play the 4th one. Yeah. Well, I like 2 personally. Some people.
But I mean, gameplay wise, it's probably.
Yeah, gameplay wise, there's a lot of stuff going for it.
And,
yeah, they put some effort into making it good and trying to switch up the way things are.
So yeah, I would say probably for me it's like a $20 game because I don't do the multiplayer so much.
Right. Yeah.
But if the multiplayer
Horde is fun.
Yeah, I would probably do that if I'm gonna do any of them. But that, I mean, again, that's like PvE.
It's PvE.
But I would say $20. The campaign was fun, a little bit repetitive.
Yep, you definitely knew when you're getting into fights. That's kind of not that cool. There's inconsistencies with like how you're supposed to be caring about these guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was short though, so the repetitiveness didn't really bother me too much because it was just going to end. So like, all right, well,
we're all going to end one day.
Yeah, this will be over. So I would say $20, but if you're going to play in the multiplayer, yeah, maybe 30 to 40. I could see it lasting. I don't know if it's like going to be a hardcore esports game.
I don't think so either. I think Overwatch kind of fucked over a lot of people.
Yeah.
But hey, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm JD.
I'm Spencer.
This is Itch. Thanks for watching.